Hi there once again, and thanks for joining us on another edition of Leading Edge. I'm your host, Jeff Smith. Coming up in just a few minutes, it is without a doubt one of the fastest growing sports in the U.S., and there is an effort to take it to a whole new level for the city of Toledo. We're going to discuss Toledo Pickle, the facility and the movement to not only bring the sport online, but what this means for the greater effort to reinvigorate this section of the north side of the Maumee River. That's coming up in just a few minutes. But first, Mercy College of Ohio has been a part of Toledo's fabric for more than 100 years. The Sisters of Mercy established the Mercy School of Nursing back in the early 1900s. And this weekend, the school inaugurated its 5th president. And we are happy to have him with us here today. So we want to say hello to Dr. Trevor Bates joining us. First and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And it's familiar territory for you. You were telling me before we came on today. Talk a little bit, bring people up to speed on your kind of trajectory and the fact it was here in Toledo at one time and now it's back.
Yeah, so back in 2016, I applied for an opportunity to serve as the college's vice president for academic affairs. And during my interview, my boss at the time, Dr. Wagert, she asked me, what do you want to do, long term? What's your goal? And I said, kind of cheekishly, I really like what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I'd love that opportunity someday. And she said, well, you'll see. And so that was an opportunity to kind of get started. I stayed at the college for about 4 years, and we got a lot of really great work done. And I had an opportunity to serve as the president of another university. So I left for a couple of years, and when I heard that Dr. Wagert was leaving, I was so excited for the opportunity to potentially come back, and I'm blessed to be here.
For people at home, and they're probably thinking, okay, interesting dynamic. There's not only the leader of an academic institution, but obviously the career goal that is set forth for your students, and the fact that your interest in the medical field, how important it is to go out and recruit, keep people interested. And I say this all in thinking of what we just came out of as far as the pandemic and post-pandemic and kind of the negativity that surrounded the field. And talk about that just a little bit and how that plays into all of it.
It was really difficult for healthcare professionals during the pandemic. A lot of stress, a lot of challenging long days and nights, and they saw a lot of really difficult things happening. And the way we, I guess, describe those professionals is they became heroes. Mm-hmm. They were the people running into the building trying to take care of us. And so we were really excited to be a part of producing the people who were taking care of all of us. And on the other side of it, I guess, for some folks, there was a little maybe concern about, should I go into healthcare? Because the global pandemic, I think, really scared some folks. Mm-hmm. But what we really are seeing is that people who really enjoy caring for other people and helping people, they're coming in our direction and interested in a variety of different healthcare fields that we offer.
Take us back to your interview. You don't have to talk about the very specifics of it, but obviously everybody comes up with their own mission statement and what really, I use the word passion and purpose, and what drives you, what drove you as far as the institution that is Mercy College of Ohio going forward.
So Mercy College's mission speaks to me. Mercy College is a Catholic institution with a severe, specific focus on healthcare, and its values of compassion, human dignity, excellence, service, sacredness of life, and justice, they are values that I hold dear. And so that mission and vision are such a close match, and preparing compassionate caregivers is something that means a lot to me. My background is in sports medicine. And in a different time in my life, I was providing care to patients, and now being in a position to serve the faculty and staff who prepare our students is just an ideal role.
So just under 2,000 total population as far as the school is concerned, is that correct?
Yeah, we're about 1,100 students. We have students in online and face-to-face programs, and our students are really representative at a little bit over 20 states. Mm-hmm. So we have the majority of our students are in the area, and actually a large majority of our students stay in the area.
My oldest would tell me, don't call me a kid, Dad, you're now 20 years of age, but I say these kids who you are working with, some of them even returning, because I saw the statistics that exist as far as the graduate level degrees that you are also working people toward. But talk to me about the kids who you see on a day in, day out basis who are coming through this school and how they kind of, what's your read on them?
So I'll tell you this, our average age of our students is between 26 and 28.
All right, I take back everything I said about kids.
Yeah, we dare not call them kids. We do have a pretty diverse age range of students, but our average age is a little bit older student.
Let me ask you why. Why do you think that is, that you tend to skew toward a little bit more, I guess, experienced of somebody in their life, right?
Yeah, I think healthcare is a calling. You know, it's something that in some cases it takes experience to identify it as something that you really want to commit to. We also have a good portion of our students, I would say a little less than 20, who are more traditional, fresh out of high school students. And so it creates a kind of really cool dynamic in our classroom where you have a really experienced person in life, maybe with someone who's just getting started. And so that dynamic really creates, I think, a great opportunity for learning.
Stay right there. When we come back, we're going to go to our first break. But when we come back here with Dr. Bates, we're going to talk a little bit more about his experience moving up. He talked about sports medicine and how they kind of tailor things going forward as far as programming and what will be the Mercy College of Ohio for the future. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back once again. Glad to have you with us here on this Sunday. New president of Mercy College of Ohio, Dr. Trevor Bates, joining us this week. I went to break. I wanted to ask you, sports medicine, your background, that degree or specificity, I should say, as far as nursing is concerned, does not exist at Mercy College of Ohio. Will it?
Simple answer is no.
Okay.
I'll tell you this, that athletic training and sports medicine would require us to have athletics. And because Mercy College is a non-residential college with no athletic programs or things like that, our focus is probably more broadly general medicine type things. So we have radiologic technologists, nurses, physician assistants, and that probably is a little bit too specialized, and the need, honestly, is not as high as some of the other professions that we offer.
Do you find yourself talking to the students or faculty and saying, well, back when I did so-and-so, just to reference your experience in that? You know, the problem with me in this newsroom is I always refer a lot of stuff to sports. I will give them analogies night and day, up and down, as far as sports are concerned. You do the same?
You know, I try not to because I realize that I'm getting older and some of my references might not hit, and so I try to avoid that.
That is fair. I go through that every day of my life, especially with the dad jokes. I wanted to read this to you. The chair of the Mercy College Board of Trustees said of you, quote, his dedication to student success, innovation, and community engagement will undoubtedly propel Mercy College forward in fulfilling its role in shaping the future of healthcare professionals. I wanted to focus on community engagement. What do you think he meant by that? What do you take from that? How do you push it forward?
Well, first I'll say thank you to our board chair, Jill Trozen. She's an amazing person. She's an alumna of the college and really cares deeply about it. And one of the things that I'm committed to is ensuring that Mercy College is here to serve the community. Our focus is on healthcare, and we know that the healthcare needs of this community are tremendous. There aren't enough people to meet the needs. We want to make sure that we're responsive, and so we want to partner with community partners. We want to learn the needs of clinics, hospitals. We have our greatest partnership is with Mercy Health, and Mercy Health's community benefit is over $100 million to this area. And so really we want to just be contributors to the community in whatever ways make sense.
Because of your affiliation, are you a feeder system for Mercy directly? Or are your students, are your graduates going all over the place? Because we know the need is great. The need is out there, correct?
Yes, so the answer is both. So our graduates, a good number of them end up working within the Mercy Health system. A good number of them end up staying in the greater Toledo region and serving the community and really being good citizens. So we're not just preparing healthcare professionals, but we want to prepare people who are going to contribute to our community.
The other thing as far as community engagement I wanted to ask you is when you look at it from an institution perspective and you think, okay, Mercy College of Ohio can be blank for the region, can be blank for the state. Where do you see that?
You know, I think that we can be a leader in thought partnership as it relates to the health of the community. There are a lot of needs. There are a lot of services that we could complement and work with other organizations. Our team, our faculty and staff have really deep roots within this community. And I think that as we come together and focus our efforts and energy, you're going to hear a lot more about us.
The other thing I wanted to ask you today is I wanted to talk about the diversity of the students coming in and how you market yourself, what you provide. As you said, it's not people coming to live on campus, anything like that. It is more or less a commuter college. But when you have a certain number of white, a certain number of black, a certain number of Hispanic, how do you market out to those students and say, this could be for you, this could be interest? Do you work with Toledo Public Schools and plant the bug, that kind of a thing?
So the answer is yes to all of those things. I'll start with the marketing. Really, we want to focus on people who have a passion for caring for others. And what we told them is we have a no-nonsense, high-quality education, and every dollar that we spend is focused on higher education, focused on making sure that you're a competent, compassionate caregiver. And so we don't have a climbing wall. We don't have sports teams. All of our energy and all of our attention, our full mission is about them.
I was fascinated to find that in its 100-plus years of history, you are the 5th president. Does that mean the tenure has been fantastic for those presidents in place, or there were some gap years?
So a little bit of both.
What are you ready for, I guess?
So I'm in for the long haul, so let me
Gotcha.
say that. But what I'll tell you is we started in 1918 as a school of nursing. And so that school of nursing had directors. And so once we were fully incorporated years later, then the title president came along. And so I'm the 5th president. However, there were leaders of the much smaller version of what we are now.
Yeah.
So 5th president, but yes, the tenures have been long. And my intention, my goal is to be the longest serving president in the college history.
Well, I wish you all the luck in the world, and it is fascinating to hear what you have as far as the vision is concerned, and I wish you nothing but luck going forward.
Thank you.
Congratulations once again on the inauguration.
I appreciate it.
Dr. Trevor Bates joining us here. We will continue our conversation here on Leading Edge. On the other side, stay with us. Welcome back. You and I, we are living through a renaissance in Toledo, whether you realize it or not, driving through town every single day. We have said it before, but seriously, there is a transformation that is happening right before our eyes. Just take a look occasionally and notice what is happening. And through the pace of this progress, after what seemed like a frenzied start, it slowed a bit, but there are still things happening, including one project that we're featuring here today. Toledo Pickle LLC is currently renovating a warehouse on the north side of the Maumee River near downtown Toledo, near the Vistula neighborhood, and turning it into what will be a premier pickleball entertainment destination. We got out there this week under the beautiful sunny skies to shoot some videos, some updated scenes for you. You're looking at them right here as to the construction. Joining me to talk about the effort and to show you some of the progress, once again, what we're looking at, Brian Epstein and Mike Gibbons. Gentlemen, thank you for being here to talk about this. I know we're not recreating the wheel by talking about this. We've talked about it for some time. It's in the works, but we're starting to get a little bit more of a feel for what's happening and how close we are. Brian, start us off.
Yeah, so we're real excited. We've been working on this for several years, actually, but it's coming to fruition. We're only about a month and a half, 2 months away of opening. And so,
no kidding.
Yeah, it's going very quick.
I hate to say that. I looked at the warehouse and it's like, it looks empty at this point.
No, it's a big, wide open facility,
Yeah.
40,000 square foot facility that we've combined with a partnership with the Metro Parks Toledo. It's part of the Riverwalk. But it is a family entertainment. Yes, there's pickleball, 10 indoor courts, 2 outdoor, but we're gonna have a 330 by 25 foot patio on the riverfront. We have restaurant, bar, cornhole, shuffleboard, video games for kids, ping pong. It really is a destination with the Metro Parks to revitalize that side of the river and downtown.
Was this one of the cogs when talking to Metro Parks Toledo and saying, okay, as we look at that 5-mile loop around what we are trying to do, reinvigorate this downtown, we need this, we need this, we need this. Was Toledo Pickle in the cards from the get-go, or was this just something that you thought, this fits?
So I think what happened is Metro Parks heard we were looking to do something, and I know some of the Metro Parks people, as Brian does, and they said, we've got a spot for you. And it fits into the plan that the Metro Park has for the downtown, for the walkway and everything else. And we looked at it and he said, this is perfect. We couldn't find a better location than this. One thing Brian didn't mention, there's going to be boat docks there. So you can come up in a boat. You can sit outside. We'll have an outdoor bar. We'll have games for kids outside. We'll have stage outside where there'll be entertainment during the summer. There'll be a lot of things to do all year, and we call it a family entertainment center, not just a pickleball place.
We've seen what, obviously, we're located. For those of you who don't know, WTOL 11, located right down the street from where this facility will be. We are at the corner of Cherry and Summit. Down the street, Heavy Beer, we've got all of Ostrich Town. What is happening there? Is this kind of the fire close to the river that you're hoping starts this ancillary businesses that maybe move in as well? Do you know? Can you talk about that today?
Yeah, I mean, you see what Ostrich Town has done and what that family has done to revitalize what, Andrew Newby and his partnership with Steel Spirits, and then Will Lucas and Toll House, and now our piece of it just blends in together. It's really becoming a destination area. And as you talk to other realtors, commercial realtors, some of my friends, they said the phone is off the hook now. That everyone's looking.
Honest to goodness.
Honest to goodness.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other buildings right around us, and the excitement.
What is it zoned? Did you have to go through a lot of hoops in order to get it ready?
It's in the entertainment district,
Right.
which made it a lot easier.
Okay.
And it was owned by the city of Toledo. The building was. Interestingly, when we did Real Seafood across the river, that was the old city building with all the trucks and the salt and everything in there. And the mayor had called me and said, this is a terrible use of waterfront property. Well, what did they do? They built it on this side of the river. And so again, it worked out great.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's going to be a catalyst. I do think we've looked at other communities where they've done this, Kansas City in particular, which is about twice the size of Toledo. There are 2 complexes there. They draw 700,000 people each to each of those units each year.
No kidding.
So if we say we'll draw 1/2 of what they draw in one,
Right.
that's a huge win. And we saw what Metro Parks did across the river there, and they drew over 400,000 people in 6 months, which is fantastic.
And I do want to mention, and Mike and I have known each other a long time. Mike, former owner of Main Street Ventures. Of course, you're talking Real Seafood across. You mentioned that. Chow in Sylvania and the Chop House here in downtown, as well as in Ann Arbor. You are bringing something to the table as far as your restaurant experience. How is that going to kind of mold into this?
I think it's an integral part of this, and again, making it more than just pickleball. And I think that it's the whole package. You can come down, you can have a drink, you can have dinner, you can have lunch. We're looking at creating a menu that's $20 or less, high quality food, a bar environment, but TVs everywhere, sports bar type thing. We'll be doing league play. There'll be all sorts of things. As I said, I think the thing that we keep talking about pickleball, but what's important here, it's for the family. There are things there for people of every age.
That's one thing when I was looking through some of the research and I was thinking, okay, this kind of goes beyond sports, does it not?
Yeah.
Right.
Especially for the neighborhood, because that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. There was I don't know if you saw it, there was an editorial in Blade, not just within the last week, talking about the average income as far as the old historic neighborhood is concerned. I just wonder how you market something like this, because pickleball courts, cities will set them up, no cost at all. What will it cost to get into this place, not only buy the food, but also to play?
Right. So the facility itself is open to the public, right? And again, we've actually been working with the Metro Parks and the community leaders there. We have a beautiful mural that's going to go on the building celebrating the history of the Vistula, the first community of Toledo, right? But again, anyone can come over there and enjoy the environment and hang out and watch the games, enjoy the games. Don't have to play pickleball if you want, but
I can't figure out the scoring. Never have been able to.
well,
Once you get that, you've got it.
you've got it down. But it's open to the public, and you can pay for a court time. But then we have membership levels for those who want to take advantage of that, get scheduled ahead of time, get in certain leagues.
Locker rooms, things
no
of
locker
that nature?
rooms.
Okay.
No, none of that. It's more of a family entertainment.
I gotcha.
So even in the neighborhood, walk on down, come enjoy the wonderful, beautiful patio, come enjoy the food, the drink, the entertainment. But we're also going to be outreaching to kids. We know that pickleball, as an athletic, as a sports component, is a huge growth aspect. We want to be working with Toledo Public Schools, Boys and Girls Clubs, Tutor Smart, other places. Bring the kids in, teach them, use that as a way, the sport, like you see with some of the golf components and other things
Yeah.
to teach them and get them into health and wellness, which is about the Metro Parks.
Right.
So we have a plan set up to do that where we're going to try to do it with a dozen kids at a time. We'll work with the local community to select the kids, and we'll put them in a program, 3 or 4 week program to teach them how to play pickleball. We'll give them a paddle, we'll give them lunch, and we'll get them hooked. And
Yeah.
they're going to love it.
Yeah.
And they're going to have fun.
Yeah, I'm sure Jim at Boys and Girls Club of Toledo would also jump at the chance to bring those kids down. You had so much. You talked about the beginnings of the docks and what you saw at the time, what it became, what it still is to this day. What do you see down here? And I know you're involved, and we only got about a minute left. But for this side of the river and starting, I talked about a renaissance. Do you see it?
It was so exciting to me when I saw it and when I heard from the Metro Parks what their plans were. And this will be, I think, a terrific catalyst to help make this happen. And they jumped their program ahead of schedule to make this work. And so the Metro Park walkway is going to go on either side of our building. And so there'll be people down there walking. There'll be parkland just beyond us. We'll have plenty of parking down there for people. We even have public restrooms as part of this project.
How much staffing are we talking?
Well, that remains to be seen.
Okay.
We're working on
I
that
was just
now, but
curious.
it's probably going to be between 50 and 100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty significant. We've put together, I think, a first-class management team already.
Yeah.
We've got, a marketing director and a general manager and a chef and
In 10 seconds, opening date. What are we looking at?
12/18.
12/18, just like that.
We're hoping. We're
Okay,
hoping.
Fingers crossed. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jeff.
Great insight. We'll be back right after this. Little stat for you. Pickleball grew in 2023 to 13.6 million players in the U.S. That was according to the 2024 Sports and Fitness Industry Association. Fascinating. Great to have you with us as always. We'll see you next time on Leading Edge.